For the first time in more than 4 decades, the Buss family has agreed to sell the majority ownership of the Lakers to Mark Walter for a cool $10 billion, the highest ever for a U.S. professional sports franchise. Walter has been a stakeholder in the Lakers for the last 4 years, also has ownership over the Dodgers, the Sparks, Premier League Club, and a women's professional hockey league as well. Jeannie Buss will govern and continue to run the Lakers for the next several years. And so a lot of people went to social media for this, including legendary Laker Magic Johnson. He weighed in on the sale and basically approved, saying, quote, "Job well done to my sister, Jeannie Buss, for striking an incredible deal, picking the right person to carry on the legacy and tradition of winning. Mark Walter, my business partner and friend, is the best choice, will be the best caretaker of the Laker brand." And he goes on about how the proof is in the pudding and all the rest of this, because obviously the Dodgers just are coming off of a World Series win. So the end of an era, as the Buss family has been the longest tenured owners in the NBA. Stephen A., what was your reaction to this?
Well, first of all, I was happy for Jeannie Buss. I know this was a hard decision for her. But obviously, as the board of governor for the Los Angeles Lakers, she's somebody that's going to still represent the franchise. Mark Walter obviously is going to be the owner. $10.1 billion is a lot of damn money. Let's get that out the way right now, especially when you consider the fact that the Boston Celtics, the most storied franchise in basketball annals outside of the Los Angeles Lakers, if not including the Los Angeles Lakers, just sold for $6.1 billion. And the Lakers get $4 billion more. I mean, damn, that's a hell of a deal. No question about it. I love the fact that the Lakers have somebody that obviously has deep pockets, because that means, you know, when we're talking about the luxury tax and the second aprons and all of this stuff, and then we take into account that the Buss was a family business, widely perceived as being such all of these years, even though they always managed to get stars. The fact that you have an owner with these kind of deep pockets that can compete with the Steve Ballmers of the world, where I know the rules and regulations stipulate that, you know what, there's but so much spending people can do. I mean, usually you're spending around the same money in some instances. But I just love the fact that the Los Angeles Lakers, this storied franchise, has somebody with such deep pockets. But the biggest thing that I love is that this man has an association with the ultimate winner, and that is Earvin Magic Johnson. When you get his blessing on something like this, remember, the man is his business partner with the Los Angeles Dodgers. The man clearly knows a thing or two about winning. If we look at what the Los Angeles Dodgers have done in terms of what they've done to ascend and accumulating the talent that they've accumulated, they will spare no expense. They will go out and get what they need to get to make sure that they are relevant in the championship picture. That is the impression that they have given you, led by Mark Walter. And if that's what they've done with the Dodgers, why the hell wouldn't they do that with the Los Angeles Lakers? Which means if you are a Los Angeles Lakers fan, you know that you're going to have owners that are just as committed as Jeannie was to making sure this franchise propels forward in a very successful way, except their pockets are significantly deeper than hers ever was. And because of that, I think that it's a great, great day for the Los Angeles Lakers and for the NBA. And obviously the NBA Board of Governors are very, very happy because they get to split this pot amongst the owners themselves because of revenue sharing in that regard. So we have to understand this is a beautiful day for them.
Yeah, this is a fascinating situation. So Mark Walter and his group have been partners with Jeannie Buss for the last few years. They bought 27% of the team a couple of years ago, and they had the right of first refusal. Any sale, they had the right to match. So if the Lakers were ever going to be sold, they were going to be sold to Mark Walter, and they were going to go for a record price because they are the Lakers. It was just a matter of when. Jerry Buss has 6 children, 4 from his first marriage, 2 from his second marriage, and they're pretty different in age. And to get the team to do anything significant like sell, there has to be a majority vote. And that's what happened here. It was not unanimous. And so while I don't know exactly the dynamics of how the vote went, historically, the older children had more interest in maybe selling, whereas the younger children didn't. And Jeannie Buss represented the swing vote. And so getting Jeannie on board was vital for Mark Walter and his group. And the fact that she's going to remain as governor obviously could have very much played into that decision. They are selling about 51% of the team. They own 66%. So they're going to get about $5 billion. Still incredibly, huge price for the team that Dr. Buss bought in 1979. So it is a capped sport. It is not like the Dodgers where they can just outspend everybody. So it's not as simple as comparing apples to apples.
Right.
That said, one of the reasons why the Dodgers became so successful was they're investing in infrastructure, in scouting, in front office, in analytics, in player development. And that is something where the Lakers, on a league average, have lagged behind. So that is why there's this reaction across the league.
Let's open this up a little further, because with Jeannie Buss selling Lakers for $10 billion, and Stephen A. kind of alluded to it, that's not the only team that's been sold as of late. In 2023, 4 other NBA franchises sold their team: the Celtics, the Suns, the Mavericks, the Hornets. They also made a sale, but none of them even comes close to the number. You could see $10 billion, $4 billion, as Stephen A. said, above the Celtics, and the Hornets sold for $3 billion, which it doesn't even feel like it compares at this point. So, Wendy, I want to go back to you. When you look at the sales, and particularly what the Lakers just sold for in terms of pricing, what does that mean for the future of the NBA?
Well, I think the short-term future, if you're in Seattle and Las Vegas, you can feel good that the NBA is probably going to move towards expansion, because the value of these franchises, the reason why the NBA would not expand for all these years is that if you expand, you dilute your overall holding. Basically, what all 30 NBA owners have is 3% of the league. And so, there's all this money coming in. You don't want to dilute what you have. And the expansion fee wouldn't necessarily make up for it. Well, that's not probably true anymore, because with these prices, the expansion fee, I don't know, it could be in excess of $6 billion. I don't even necessarily want to put a price on it, because you wait 6 months and it could be higher, and you would get that times 2. And an important thing to realize, and I know that this is a little bit arcane, but it's so important. When you make $1 in the NBA, whether it's through selling a ticket or getting money from the media rights, those dollars are split half with the players. With expansion, they're not split. The owners get to keep all of it. So with the prices this high, Shay, it almost certainly means the NBA is going to move towards expansion. And with Seattle and Las Vegas being the teams. And the reason that they've waited this long was to get these gigantic sales to set the new reality in the league.
A couple of things that I also wanted to add to this conversation, Shay and Wendy. Listen, when you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, and Wendy pointed out a lot of nuggets that everybody needs to inhale there, because it's a very, very important thing. That, you want parity if you're the National Basketball Association, and even though people might